How's it going, everybody? And welcome to episode 53 of the Ready Game Fire podcast. My name is Chris Fox, and with me today are... This fella made such a huge splash on his Ready Game Fire debut that we had to get him back. A whole year later, it's Ben Lyons. How's it going, Cheddars?
Hi, yeah, going well, thank you.
This is obviously going to be the best podcast outing for you because you've had a whole year to
Of course, yeah, to
prepare
refine my act.
material.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. If there's any down points, we look to you for a gag in there.
I had a year wait between appearances at times.
At times.
And he's not bitter about it. And speaking of which, next up, please put your hands together and welcome the Miiverse's most active user. It's Sonny Mody.
Thank you. Where's my round of applause? Hey!
Do Microsoft know that you're more fond of the Miiverse than you are the Xbox One activity feed?
Oh, they haven't given me a free Xbox, so yeah.
Yeah, fuck them. And finally, it's the Space Chem himself. Please welcome Stephen Edwards.
What does that mean?
You're the Space Chem.
Don't understand.
You're a chemist in space.
Space chemist.
Space chemist.
Makes
You are
more
the
sense.
Space Chem.
I wish I was.
Well-
Hey, hello, yeah, you alright?
Hi. How's it going?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah. How is that space pharmacy of yours?
It's alright.
Yeah.
Ben's a big fan as well. He's the only other fan. Isn't he?
There's two of us.
I-
I'm sure we talked about it last year. I don't remember, but
We probably did.
Yeah, well,
odds are it came up.
how do you think I know about the game? Certainly,
yeah,
not,
yeah.
certainly not through research
Stu tried it.
or
as well.
knowledge. Oh, really? What did Stuart Fenn think of it?
Didn't get very far, but he said he's enjoying it.
Good. Steve, Ben, and Stuart live together, by the way.
Minutes of fun in that house.
Well, we're going to stop being dicks for this episode and make some predicts. Because this time last year, roundabouts, Ben Lyons, Cheddars, was on the podcast for the 2013 predictions episode. So today we're going to be giving you our 2014 predictions and seeing how right we were about last year's.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, we weren't.
None of us.
Like every prediction show.
I think they're all wrong, yeah.
Oh.
I expected as much.
So get ready for another knowledge-filled podcast. It's Ready Game Fire.
Yeah.
Before I go any further, we are completely supported by you, the fans and listeners. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to us on iTunes. It helps us out immeasurably. It gets us discovered and all that great stuff. So please subscribe to us on iTunes, and while you're there, rate and review. Please help us out on there. Our episodes are on YouTube, so please like, subscribe, and comment over there. And we're coming soon to SoundCloud, Stitcher, and Spreaker. If you want to get in touch with us, we're on Twitter and Facebook at Ready Game Fire, or email us at contact@readygame.fire.co.uk. Exhausted.
That's a strong word, yeah. A mouthful. Have some Fosters.
Get some energy from another Krispy Kreme.
Been refreshing Aussie since 1888.
So
It says that. Yeah, I never noticed that before. Isn't that interesting?
they don't like Fosters, do they, the Australians?
No, that's just
they
a
not
lie,
drink
isn't it? No, it's too...
Well, it's like when you meet an American and they go, "Oh, your teeth aren't wonky and you're not drinking tea." Yeah. It's ridiculous, though, because I've been on the Xbox a lot recently, playing a lot of TitanFall in the wee hours, so I'm talking to a lot of Americans.
Not American kids.
And the teeth thing, it's every time. And you think, can we move on?
Why is that?
Have you asked them if they've slept with their attractive cousins yet?
I've got good teeth. And they're cracking up. I'm like,
Have you asked them if they've slept with their attractive cousins yet?
That's just Shelbyville, yeah. I didn't know if they may have been from Shelbyville. I didn't actually end up asking, but yeah. Speaking of which, the Titanfall beta. Don't know why I said fall. The Titanfall beta.
Titanfall is too American.
The Titanfall. No, that's the Indian version. That's the spicy version.
Sure.
I was pretty much on the Titanfall beta from the start to the finish. I was online when the servers went down when they closed the beta because I just.
What was that like? So millions of voices heard.
It was like and
out of the
suddenly
realm.
lost connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I was going. With that.
After like 160 odd games, and 40.
You played 160.
Yeah.
What's your KD?
Well, I was at a 50% win ratio at one point, and I think I ended on about 46% win ratio.
Loz went to Loz was playing it, obviously, and a few days after he came, lost my first match yesterday. Won his first 27 matches.
Well, I got my code earlier on. I got it from J-Balls because I'm doing a little write-up for Start Replay. So check that out soon. As soon as it launched, I was on there. And I really wanted to play with mates, but no one I knew got the code until like I played with like the Fen brothers on the last 2 days, but I was really, really itching to play with people. Loz is online doing some bollocks. I'm like, come play with me, Loz. And I was like, come play with me, Loz. He's like, So it's like, I got your code. He was like, we've downloaded it now. So like, cool. I was like, let's play. He's like, doing tutorial. I'm going to bed. I was like, oh, all right. Well, as soon as you're on tomorrow, send me a message and we'll play. He was like, all right. I guarantee that'll happen, Chris, and I'd never lie to you.
I was going to say, sounds like you're putting words into Loz's mouth there, that bit.
Sun comes through my window in the morning, hits me on the face. I leap out of bed. I was like, time for TitanFall with Loz. And come online, he's already playing. I was like, great. Oh, that's Loz already in the lobby, setting it up. Tried to join him. The lobby's full. Too many friends in this party. I went, Loz, invite me. I'm playing with my clan.
His clan.
It's Titanfall.
And there's no room for you.
He's got a TitanFall clan already.
Well, it's,
he moves quickly, doesn't he?
His COD clan migrated, but he lost his first game with his clan, did he? Go
all
fuck
I'll
yourself,
say
Loz.
is you probably dodged a bullet. If playing with Loz's clan is not an idea.
Yeah, but
sounds like fun to me.
I would have been dodging those bullets under the good name of Clan Loz.
with Loz Ryu protecting you.
But I mean,
had a clan actually.
The zebra trousers.
Of
I
course,
assume it's still zebra trousers.
basically next gen didn't start really for me until this game came out.
And now it's been taken away from you again.
And now it's been taken away from me again, and it's dropping again in this country on March the 14th. And all I can really say is that it's the most enjoyable shooter I've played since Perfect Dark on the 64.
No.
And I'm not talking.
Sorry, you just did a sneer.
And I'm
there.
not talking.
It's more I'm bored of shooters at the moment. I'm
Well,
so bored of them.
I'm not talking about. I'm not in this. I'm not including Half-Life. Nothing. Or Bioshock. Like great stories told from the first-person perspective.
Sure.
But in terms of, how fun the shooter is at its core and multiplayer as well. I don't play much multiplayer shooters online, but this I'm gonna be on it. Like, well, for starters, they don't give you a choice. There's no single player mode, but I'm gonna be it from dawn till dusk. Yeah, Sonny. You see, I've been dealing with this. With Mac a lot recently. As soon as he sees first person, he sort of writes it off. But I know the market's a little oversaturated with first person shooters, but let's not write off a game just because of the camera angle.
No, it's not.
You must hate real life because
No, it's not
first person.
It's not the first person genre itself. It's more these military / death kill multiple. You know what I mean.
Yeah, shooters.
If it was more like Team Fortress 2, where it's a bit more comical and
Well, here's the thing. I mean,
it doesn't take itself so seriously, then I wouldn't mind so much.
Well, are you after something more like Borderlands?
Yeah.
Because I find I really like Borderlands in some ways, but the sense of humor, quote unquote, really gets in the way for me because I do not find Borderlands funny. I find it to be cheap internet meme humor. Do you know what I mean? And I think when you then inject humor into a game, I think people's comic sensibilities are so subjective that sense of humor could really turn people off of a game. Whereas if it wasn't there, it wouldn't have turned those people off.
Well, I meant more also like Half-Life 2, like you mentioned, because it is. I thought first-person shooters would go in that direction when it came out. It's such a great story. It doesn't take you out.
Well,
of the story.
we've got that as well. I mean, Bioshock Infinite.
Yeah, but they're so few and far between. Modern Warfare 1 was amazing, and then everyone went, "We're gonna be like that." Look at Capcom and Resident Evil 4, not 4, 6.
Yeah, but
almost slipped there, something.
But Titanfall is made by Respawn, the original Modern Warfare guys. I mean, it's they're just so humble the way they went. Yeah, game's up, by the way. See what you think. Runs like a dream. I mean, the servers were down for a couple of hours one evening, a couple of crashes, but everything crashes on the Xbox One, so I'm going to blame the hardware there, not the game. But it runs like an absolute dream. Oh my god, that game! I'm telling you, I'm in my Titan. Someone else takes me out. When you eject, you get launched up high into the air, and there's no greater feeling than ejecting from your Titan, cloaking immediately, obviously. Immediately engage cloak.
Don't be spoiled, yeah.
You land on the Titan that just took you out, and then you can do what they call rodeoing. Take off the hatch, and then you use your gun to like take out their engines while you're on top of them. They can stop you when they hear you doing that. They get out your Titan and shoot you, or you can use your electric smoke if you've got that perk on. But yeah, like I said, nothing like it. Ejecting from your Titan, landing on the enemy Titan, and rodeoing them to death and escaping. It's like unbelievable.
I've heard a lot of good things like that, but because it got put on at work. Some guy downloaded it on the Xbox One, and all I saw, the first thing I saw someone like, just wandering around corridors and go get my breakfast. Came back, and someone was just in a Titan hiding in a corridor, shooting, and then I was like, they might as well not be in a Titan.
Well,
It was awful.
You know, as they say, don't hate the game, hate the player.
No,
because
yeah,
in
in
that
this circumstance,
that guy, I don't know what that because playing between a pilot and a Titan, they're so different. You need to play differently, otherwise you're going to lose. I was so bad in the Titan for ages. As a pilot, you've got to talk yourself out of going upstairs and like going through corridors. You've got to double jump up to a wall, free run off that wall. And then when you free run off the wall, you've got loads of momentum, and then you slingshot yourself across to another roof, you know. And then when you play as a Titan, it is more like you're a big tank. So yeah, it's cover. You've got to run and recharge your shields. But it was like crack. I played it pretty much every waking hour that I had the beta.
Me and Ben were chatting about it a bit. Like again, he saw about as much as I did, maybe a bit more. The actual Titan, like from what I saw, it looks kind of like you're just in a slightly bigger version, like because it's not third person, you don't quite get the sense of scale. You're just a bit higher up. Is that when you're playing it might be a lot better?
I do think you get the sense because you've moved a lot slower. Obviously, like I said, you've gone from a guy who can run up walls and is so fast to a really bulky thing, and you've got the you can see the inside of the robot around you and stuff.
You probably would notice it more when you're playing rather than
watching Tony Langan play it every now and then.
But what I will say is, the beauty of the game is its balance, and you'd think, oh, I've got my Titan now, I'm invincible, but you can be finished off very quickly. Pilots have anti-Titan weapons, and like I said, they can sneak up on you and take you out stealthily. So it's so well balanced. It all works so well.
It's a shame.
I wish I was playing it right now.
It's a shame. I mean, for me, I know Sonny will be the same. I think Ben's similar as well. It is a shame there's no single player, because I tend not to play online. I love my Modern Warfare games, and yet I don't touch the multiplayer, which is obviously weird to some people. Okay, yeah, but again, there's no co-op campaign in TitanFall either, is there? It's all
we don't.
But is that?
Yeah,
but then again,
they wouldn't be able to achieve that level of polish, though, I suppose.
But I mean, Modern Warfare does it.
But don't forget, the campaign is campaign multiplayer, and I'm not sure how they're going to do it. It's just going to be. But there's your co-op right there, you know, because you'll be playing with a team of 6. Like you and 5 other guys.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to have, you know, like when the game comes out, it'll be like Dallamore, John Fenn, Stuart Fenn, me. That's like 6-player Spec Ops.
I mean, I'd love to give it a whirl, but
at the end as well,
it's just a shame that I'd love, as great as it is, you got to admit, it'd be even better if there was just a Modern Warfare 1-esque single-player campaign with Titanfalls. I mean, it'd be so good.
The difference between
single player
Titanfall and Modern Warfare is, I think Titanfall's gameplay, seems to be a lot more variation in it. So
I think it's also been completely built around multiplayer, and because I'm now having played, because I said the same thing as you, obviously, but now having played as much of it as I have, I'm now wondering how they could do it. It could be. Yeah. I'm now thinking if you took Titanfall's gameplay and put it in the single player campaign as we know it, it could be quite boring compared to multiplayer.
Yeah.
But after you finish each game, whether you win or lose, the losing team has to escape in a dropship, and so after you've lost, it's great to get in your ship and escape, because it's like you recoup some of that loss and you feel better about it. And
cool.
But the enemies can blow up your dropship when you try to escape. So imagine, you know, you traverse all the obstacles, you get past all your enemies, and you finally get on the dropship, only to have it blown up as you're getting away. You know, it's brilliant. And also when you've won, and you're looking at all the enemy pilots fleeing onto their little ship, and you're in your Titan firing rocket after rocket at the dropship to try and blow it up before they escape. You know, amazing. And also one time in one of the maps, you can get a fracture. If you're asking, you can actually the dropships always pick up the fleers from high places, except in one place. And I've put this on the Ready Game Fire YouTube channel, so go check it out there. And I'm just a Titan, and I'm just punching the dropship until it exploded. And they're leaping on it. I'm just hammering it, and kaboom!
Sounds cool.
And I think you guys should definitely play it on PC.
Speaking of,
it's a shame we can't then all play together, but you can all play on your PCs, right? Sonny as well.
Yeah.
I would play it as soon as you can.
Or even 360, if anyone dare get it on that. Is anyone?
It's been delayed on 360.
Oh, of course it has,
it's not. What are they doing? It's gonna run like shit.
Yeah.
It's gonna look like shit. It will run like shit.
It's not gonna look like shit.
I don't understand.
Well, in comparison
yes, but it's still gonna look good. You're not gonna look at it on your HD TV and go.
Yeah, I know, but no, I know what you mean. But they're gonna have to make a cutback somewhere to make it run on 360, and what they're going to have to sacrifice looks. It's going to be.
The texturing won't be as high quality, but that's probably about it. I'm sure they'll get a decent 30 frames per second.
Yeah, a game that Mike bought me last year for my birthday. Finally got around to playing it.
Papers, please.
No, it's called Gone Home.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's great, but I mean, it couldn't be more for a game like that. This is I suppose this is a great argument for like Mac's ridiculous first-person argument. It's like you couldn't get two more contrasting games.
And Sunny's ridiculous.
Indeed, like two first-person games that couldn't be more contrasting. Oh, Sonny's on his mobile.
I was looking at the football scores.
It's a good job he did as well, because if we didn't find out that information now, the world may have ended. So I'm glad you checked it then, Sonny.
Yeah.
How are all the other sports doing, by the way? Could you get us the golf results?
Sonny's not
do you want
all round man.
The rugby results. I think.
Results.
So you want rugby?
Anyway, cheers, Mike. That's my basic point. It's good. It's really good.
It's just perfect for me because it's futuristic, but there's no stupid Halo aliens. You know, the robot designs are fucking wicked. It's just brilliant.
Speaking of Call of Duty, they've split that into 3, haven't they? There's 3 developers doing it now, isn't there?
Yeah. So
Which is. It means we have to wait every 3 years for the good one. No. It's
Yes.
It's a good way to do it.
So yeah, been playing a lot of Titanfall beta. Check out our YouTube channel, Ready Game Fire, for some clips. There's also a highlight montage going up very soon. But forget Titanfall. Sonny, did you pick up that Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze?
I did. I picked it up on Thursday. I'm already on World 3.
Already on World 3.
So that doesn't sound that impressive.
I'm only on World 2.
How many worlds are there?
6.
Okay, that's better.
Well, it's going to sound impressive when I tell you this. It's the hardest one ever.
I've heard
It is
rumours.
brutal.
No, but the second level in, I'm like, this is... Because they're always hard, and rewardingly so. But they really turn it up for this one.
Have you done the special worlds? The special levels, I should say.
I've just unlocked the one for getting all the Kong letters in the first world, but not been there yet. But
The second world one is especially hard.
How does it compare to like Meat Boy in difficulty?
It's easier than Meat Boy.
Okay.
yeah. Well,
when I played Meat
very
Boy, I tried to get everything in the level.
I suppose Meat Boy is designed to be hard but quick, whereas I suppose these long games, long levels in Donkey Kong.
Yeah, they're about 5-6 minutes long each. So.
yeah, I would say this Meat Boy's harder, but I'd also say I know they're both platformers, but they're on quite opposite ends of the spectrum.
If I think of a really challenging
Well, think of
2D platform, I'm going to think of
some of the harder Donkey Kong Country levels you've played. But yeah, it's if you like the last one, and I think not enough people played the last one.
6 million it sold.
Really, that's pretty good.
That's why we had Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze instead of Metroid Prime 4, because Country Returns outsold the Metroid Prime trilogy combined.
This isn't a prediction I've written down, but
So
I'd be surprised if we see a Metroid on Wii U now. I don't think it's gonna.
Prediction number 1.
Yeah, that is prediction number 1. I don't think we'll see one. That's just not next year, because, like you say, it doesn't sell well anyway, and then the console hasn't got a big install base anyway. So the combination of those two means why would they put loads of effort into a big Metroid game? It's a shame, because God, I want Metroid games. Want hundreds of them.
Want a retro-made Prime game.
Definitely, yeah.
Tropical Freeze, hard from the get-go, and brilliantly juxtaposed with the happy-go-lucky music.
Ben,
you're tearing your hair out.
What's your Donkey Kong history? Have you played any Donkey Kongs ever, including the old NES one?
No, I played.
Never played a
Donkey
Donkey
Kongs.
Never played Donkey Kong game.
Avoid
I thought
Donkey Kong 64. It's
Okay,
I thought you two were going to...
That's Mike's favourite game. One of his favourite games.
Well, enough said.
It's horrendous. It's just a massive collectathon.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I eventually when I do get around to bring my Wii to the flat, me and Ben will crack on with Donkey Kong Country Returns.
It's really, really good.
The cop, someone said, like, without Dixie's helicopter hair, the game would be possible to complete pretty much. It's so hard. And she's like a saviour. You have to float everywhere.
Well, they've all got things like that. I mean, Diddy's got his rocket pack, so instead of an extra boost upwards, you get a little extra going sideways. And Cranky's brilliant as well. Cranky's like does a pogo hop on his cane. And I love the levels where, just like in Donkey Kong Country Returns, the ones that go sort of monochromatic, or as I like to call them, like the iPod adverts. When black silhouette with
Limbo.
maybe like
Oh, right.
yeah,
they are
and
great.
yeah, and it's so I did my first level of them. It's called Busted Bayou, and the music's so good. It opened this episode.
Can't wait.
But Steve's right in a sense that I've not played with anyone apart from Dixie as the partner because she has got that saving ability.
Yeah, and it's also got the original Donkey Kong country music man. His name is Sonny.
David Wise.
And if I may say, this game's very typical of Wise's work.
Why is he?
Yeah, he worked on the original games on the SNES. So.
It's great. You jump under the water on a ground level, and the music switches to that classic underwater Donkey Kong music.
How strongly would you recommend, like, if I went to bring my Wii to the flat? Ben, because I've got you bought me the trilogy, didn't you? Do you think it'd be worth Ben playing through some of the old ones, or just return straight?
Well, they're some of the best games of.
I wouldn't play number 3. I thought that was the weakest of them.
Yeah, I would actually agree. 1 and 2.
1 and 2, yeah.
1 and 2 are the best.
Yeah.
One's a load of fun,
And 2 is like the Empire of the trilogy.
I haven't completed 2 either. I completed 1
Best music.
a few times.
Maybe. But this game's very Pixar. It looks like a Pixar game. Like the grasshopper enemies look straight out of Bug's Life. I got a very Pixar feeling of it. And obviously it looks, now that it's HD, it looks glorious.
That's one of the reasons why I like Nintendo, because they are the Pixar of gaming. They're the complete opposite of, say, your big blockbuster movie. They're just fun for everyone. That's why I really like them. That's
No mention of Retro, though. Because it's made by Retro. They made the Metroid Prime games. Now they're making these Donkey Kong games. It's not on the box. They didn't get a splash screen.
Huh?
Yeah, why Nintendo? Why are they doing that?
But they did
I
make
didn't
it.
really notice it. I just put the game in and played.
What a
It's-
surprise. Yeah. No respect for the people who make your games. You come in with your GoldenEye mod that you've made and like, check this out.
It's not really a mod. It's just a.
Had to
my-
your face at the start with Sunny Mody Productions written all over.
Wow. That would be great.
This is the news.
There's some really weird news this week, and that is the news of Irrational sort of closing themselves down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
I didn't understand.
Why?
I didn't
The staff have been absorbed by 2K themselves, so they're working on.
Well, Ken Levine came out and said, Irrational as we know it is ending. We're changing. We're completely restructuring, firing a lot of people, and concentrating on and rethinking the way they. So it's basically just going to be Ken Levine's making a new company, but Irrational as we know it is now over, dead and gone. And good news, 2K keep the BioShock license, and they say they've got loads of stories to tell. Oh,
One for every lighthouse.
yeah,
Oh shit! Because I thought
BioShock.
my
Annual.
assumption was that Levine was, there was like a big gap between System Shock 2 and BioShock. I thought he just was going to leave it then for like a while and come back to BioShock in like 6-7 years when he's. Because, Infinite's amazing, but I'd happily. I don't feel like I need to play another BioShock in the next 2 years or something.
That news would be fine if that was if they went and that's the end of BioShock. We've told our story, the end. But no, it's the fact that 2K. We're going to get a load of shitty BioShock games. Great.
Yeah, BioShock 2 esque.
BioShock 2.5.
Play
Yeah.
as Songbird.
No, that would be good. Now you're talking. Yeah, Songbird Adventures. But Burial at Sea 2 coming very soon, and I saw a little making of, and almost all of the voice actors from the original BioShock are reprising their roles. So I think it's actually going to be. I think it's going to be what we wanted from 1.
Haven't played 1 yet.
Yeah.
Waiting for it to be really, really cheap, and not really expensive, and the opposite of what it is.
So rest in peace, Irrational. Thanks for the BioShock games.
Is it no longer? Are they no longer going to be called
No,
Irrational?
Irrational's gone. But just want to say thanks for my favourite game of last year. Last of Us.
Check this out.
Okay, it's time for the hot topic. We gave you our predictions this time last year. We're going to give you our 2014 predictions, but before that, let's see how we did.
A quick recap.
Let's see how we did last year.
Sonny can play the role of Loz.
See how we did from last year.
You can take all the credit or discredit for Loz's predictions.
Spot on. It's doing well so far. Right, well, first up we had Ben.
Oh God.
with the bang-on prediction that all violent games were to be banned in America.
And that didn't come true.
And not only that, but PopCap didn't buy Activision and EA.
See, this is what I remember from last year's predictions.
No points!
They were all predictions where we were like, let's just say something stupid that would never happen.
Well, mine weren't, but...
And this year I've gone for slightly different. I've gone for more realistic because I don't think they quite landed the gags. That was the problem with them last year. Yeah, the violent one was good one.
Chris then came back in and said, "Oh yeah? Well, I predict no new consoles last year. That's neither Xbox nor PlayStation
that
to come out
one's-
last year."
That wasn't even outlandish.
2
or
points for
accurate.
Chris. Yeah, just safe and wrong.
Brilliant.
And then Steve goes, Microsoft console to arrive in November.
Oh, was that?
Yeah, you're right.
And to break all sales records for opening month.
No, that was wrong.
No PlayStation. And the reason why the Microsoft console, the reason why the Xbox One would break all sales records was because of the amount of goodwill it had going in. And that it won't cost too much. £100 more than the PlayStation.
Oh, well, November gets
no goodwill.
It gets a tick. It gets a tick, doesn't it? November got the month right.
So Steve's in the lead.
Soothsayer.
And then Sonny comes out and goes,
Funny, you know.
no, so Lawrence Hart says, FIFA 14. Do you remember this? To introduce
I do remember this.
to introduce a new controller,
Oh.
which is basically a ball that you
I
kick
do
into a
remember
wall
this,
in your
yes.
living room.
All of our predictions were a lot more outlandish than what I've written down this year.
Seriously.
And I said, Loz, that's debatable. But he was like, no, it'd be brilliant. And I was like, Loz, think how many things in your house you're going to break when you're trying to. And I said, and Loz is the guy who takes people out of the game when they get in the way of his shots, and he's going to be blasting that at his television.
It's a great image, isn't it?
I'm saying that Gibbo did take Loz out of the game for 2 months.
Gibbo? I don't know who Gibbo is.
Yeah, I was going to say, we'll go with that. We'll keep that.
But bit of a stupid prediction there, Sonny. Let's hope your next one's better. Like this one from Ben. This is your most. Oh no, okay. You got two sensible ones, and here's your
Definitely.
first sensible one.
Okay.
Companies combine to make one big super console.
That's
You say
sensible
you
one.
Say sensible.
It didn't happen.
It's not unheard of in the
I
industry.
worry
I think-
for you that that's your sensible one, or the non-sensible
Well,
one.
no, but it should happen because once again, it's been another year of want to play Titanfall with the. Oh damn! Steve, Ben, and Sonny are playing it on PC.
Indeed.
Can we have one system already?
But cross there.
No.
Wrong.
It didn't happen.
I'm winning
No.
still. My November prediction.
I'm winning still. God.
I'll take that. I feel I've got a chance of winning overall. See this?
Chris comes in with another safe but wrong prediction. PlayStation to be released before Xbox.
Oh, that's a shame. Isn't it? That one was 50-50, arguably.
Yeah.
Although technically that did happen in North America.
But if only we were in North America or Japan, Chris would be laughing. But we're not.
No.
So I'm still
But
winning.
PS4 was released in Japan yesterday.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it?
Wasn't it?
Ridiculous. They've been missing out on Resogun.
Don't think they'll care about that.
And
The thing-
well, no, Outlast is
My-
really scary. By
Being
the way,
in email threads with the lads, the PlayStation boys,
Email
Mike and they email
when are
me.
you going to progress to like real life friends or Facebook email friends, Facebook friends?
It's quicker, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, they sent me a thing about it's like it reached like 5 million or something, and it was comparing to how quickly PS1 and PlayStation 2 got there. It's miles ahead of them. Like PlayStation 1, after this amount of time, it sold like 1 point something million.
They purposely leave PS3 to the side in this comparison.
No, that was included as well. I just it's not worth mentioning, is it? PS3 was, but yeah, PS4 is flying off those shelves. So that was the record setter. That's what I should have stuck my money on. Shouldn't I?
So you're matching me with Loz here for this podcast.
Yeah, Loz in his
Well-
football machine.
Can you work out why? The other two are here, and Loz is not here, and you are here.
And you're going to constantly be referring to yourself in the third person whilst we do these predictions.
Chris says yes.
Chris, isn't
Oh, I'm looking forward to the next prediction.
It doesn't matter what you think. Anyway, Chris doesn't get, so I don't get a point for the North America.
No, boring one.
No, you get half a point. half a point.
I was-
Half a point. Give
They're
yourself
a
half a point.
lot better this year.
Give yourself half a point.
I don't think so.
I Come on.
He's technically he was right in America.
I
just not
smashed the exact month it was coming out, and he said PlayStation will come out
here. Yeah,
first.
but it
And
was
North
the most
America is the
obvious one.
world.
Yeah, but it's not. Anyway, let's see. We'll see. If I'm winning overall at the end, then it doesn't matter. But we'll see.
And then
I'm gonna win.
Steve said that HBO were going to start making games.
Yeah.
Home box office.
They should have done. Or they should do. The Game of Thrones game is announced.
Yeah, Telltale. Yeah, well, at least take some of the load off Telltale. Poor guys, poor buggers.
But I mean, I'll accept a 0 for that one. But I mean, a HBO TV show is being made into a game. I mean, that's not half a point.
I still really like that idea, and I can see it happening. Sonny, you were next. You're a bit weird when you said he had like a really weird voice and stupid face and a COD clan with no room for me in it. I'm not bitter. You said, Loz, Sonny, you said no Last Guardian in 2013 or 2014.
Or 2015.
Well, I think he gets a point.
Now that
Because-
is what you call the safest of all predictions.
Yeah. I remember as Law said it, he was like, "This is not a particularly big gamble." But yeah, after the football one, he needed a home banker. Well, you got Ben. Well, your normal one was all outrageous.
Well, actually, we're going back to Steve because everyone did, from what I can see on the list here, everyone's done about 4. Like Loz did 5, and you've done about 10. Yeah. Anyway, so back to
Best way to win.
like, how do I win? I know.
Throw predictions at people.
You then came out with this gem. You said upon reaching his 100th platinum trophy,
God.
Mike Power of Ready Game Fire fame will receive a letter from the head of Sony saying he can exchange his PS3 for a platinum PS3, but he rejects the offer because of the fact that it'll take too long to sync his trophies to his new console.
Bosh.
Did that happen?
Well, he didn't reach 100 platinums. He's still hovering around the 40 mark. Isn't he?
Of course.
Him and Mac. So we don't know yet. But yeah, the numbers 0.
Yeah, well...
Oh,
and then-
that was funnier than I remembered it being. I thought it was,
you want to talk about funny? Ben then goes,
Oh,
Oh, God.
government to release Boris Johnson bicycle game.
well, is that not happened?
they should have done.
Has that not
An
happened?
app. I think we discussed it.
There is a
Has that
TFL
not
app.
happened?
There's a TFL app, though. Does that not count?
No, that's
No.
train times. There's a-
It's a TFL app.
but it did come out, guys. It was just such a fast seller that you've not seen it on any shelves.
So Ben's
It's
on a
sold
bit-
out everywhere.
So Ben's on a 0.
Yeah.
Steve and Loz are on 1.
Chris is on half.
Chris on half.
And then Loz comes out,
Oh,
didn't
here
you?
he goes.
Didn't you, Sonny? You came out and you said Nino Cooney, Game of the Year. Did it win any Game of the Years? This was
It may have done.
this was back in
It
January.
had a chance
when it had just come out.
until Infinite, Last of Us, and GTA 5 came out, and then no, they won pretty much every game of the year. I don't even think Infinite won that many game of the year, was it?
Well-
it was the Last of Us show, really.
This is what I was about to say. It's actually any game that comes out in January has got no chance of winning because it's forgotten by then.
Mass Effect clean up a few, didn't it? And that came out. Mass Effect 2 came out January that year.
Even Bioshock seems like a long while ago, so
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
it's crazy. But no, no Loz, no. Then Steve chimes up again and says the Steam box to fail spectacularly, Valve to go under, and Uplay become the dominant force on PC.
So in this year's predictions, I started to write Steambox to fat, and then I crossed it out because I was like, no, that's too boring. And there you go. And also I predicted last year. 0. We'll move on. 0.
Steambox come out last year?
Well, they were announced, weren't they? All 7,000 of them. And I said that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
And I said that Valve
partially right.
to win console race with Steambox. Not really, because Steve said it would fail.
Yeah, we knew.
And I said it would win.
Failed to release.
It's not even come out, so
that's zeros all round.
zeros all round.
Ben's still
Oh,
over his first
Christ.
point. First
I'm
morsel.
struggling, yeah.
This is another boring and safe, yet fairly interesting one from me. New PlayStation will not play used games, etc., but the Xbox will. So I was kind of right.
Oh, you're doing so well. for
Flip
that
reverse it.
Turn your half into one.
Yay! Well, I don't know. Is this?
first. The adjudicator.
Yeah.
You'll
Do
do.
you agree with him? Thanks very much.
No,
No, I can't. I can't.
I
get-
wasn't here for last
I
year's
can't give
predictions,
myself
so
a point. I can't give myself a thing for that. Ben comes out with End of the Handheld in 2013.
Yes, very,
Bold.
very, very.
Bold.
Explain how that happened. It was a big month when it came happened. That silence says more than words ever could.
3DS had its biggest year, so Well, I'm saying that the Vita had its worst year.
No, but Vita sales are up since the launch of the PlayStation 4, so all handhelds are doing better.
Yeah.
Boo! It's not a Game Boy. Boo.
Plus, where do we classify like mobile games and handhelds?
That's what I was predicting, that they would be
okay.
the death.
Yeah, well,
But there hasn't been.
it was
Hasn't
close.
been, no.
Well, I mean, Tiny Flaps nearly killed it, or
Flappy
Gums.
Tiny
Flappy Fish.
yeah,
There's a lot of them.
that could have done it. But if Tiny Flaps couldn't finish it off, then nothing can. But close one, Ben. But wrong.
Still on 0. Hope you've got more chance this year.
Loz/Sunny says that the High Moon developed Deadpool game would be as successful as the Batman games.
Where did he come up with that?
No.
Because that's not him being wacky. It's
just
not
him being wrong.
It's just wrong, isn't it? Yeah.
What High Moon developed Deadpool game?
Oh, exactly.
It was Arkham-esque as well.
It came out.
It was Arkham-esque as well.
It did come out.
Yeah,
didn't
no, it
it?
did come out. But
So he deserves a half point for it not getting
He
canned.
deserves nothing for it.
Steve. Oh yeah, by the way, sorry, I forgot to finish off your Steambox bet because your Steambox prediction has like 5 in one. That finished with PopCap gets Half-Life 3
Silly.
and Half-Life 3.
Being silly,
Half-Life
wasn't I? I
3
was
game
being
of the
silly.
year. Yeah.
It was a different time. I was a different man back then.
But then you said Virtual Springfield 2 to be made by Rocksteady.
I don't know. I don't have words to defend myself.
You probably came in today thinking you were going to win this one, didn't you?
We'll go 0 on that one.
Those are all of Ben's. Those are all of mine.
Oh, Ben, 0.
No.
Loz/Sunny's final prediction that the Star Trek game would be poo. And the Star Trek 2 movie game was poo. Loz is in the lead, aren't you, Loz, Sunny?
Insurmountable lead, I think. Unless,
With 2 points.
Unless my 7 more predictions to come somehow.
So, Steve, you finished it off with your final prediction, and that was the fact that Ben Lyons, or Lyons,
Oh, no, this was a
or Cheddars,
mean prediction.
would crash and burn on his first Ready Game Fire outing.
Oh yeah.
Wait, Sonny's adjudicator. How did he do?
He won't have listened.
I listened to it, I just don't remember it.
Oh well, that's probably
Do you remember? You would have remembered crashing and burning.
Yeah, I think you'll remember crashing and burning more than you'd remember just a solid debut, which it was. So solid debut. So yeah, 0. So Loz wins. And he's
So
not
what-
even here to defend his crown.
Well done, Sonny.
The soothsayer.
Well done,
Thank
Sonny.
you.
Team Sonny Loz.
We're simmering in so many ways.
You won
You
the
are.
predictions.
It's a very monotone way you speak.
But that's last year. And we want to talk about this year. So we got all the silliness out of our system with last year's predictions, and this year it's going to be.
Mine, I think, are better, but I also think in a year's time, I'll be like, oh, they were all awful. I think the reigning champ should start. I think Sonny should kick off.
Ready Game Fire to have a bigger fan base than IGN.
That is already the case.
Yeah, well done. It's more of a comment on the past than a prediction. Of
Ding, 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 ding.
I forget you haven't made any notes, have you, Sonny? This is
No,
very,
it's all
very disappointing.
It's all
Well, you came second, so do you want to go
Oh,
next?
okay. My first prediction, right? No AAA titles to get a Metacritic score of 90 or above this year. Now, I haven't done any research to see if any games have got 90 or above yet,
No.
but there's some thing. Right, I don't know. In the last year or so, I think
Titanfall's going to get.
people are starting to be a bit. I think reviewers. I think we're going to have a bit of a reset for this gen. People are going to be like, no, we give too high scores, so people are going to actually be a bit crueler because they've got an opportunity to start again a little bit.
That's what should happen.
I think we will though, because I think last year a lot of games which
It's
you'd
not gonna
expect,
happen,
a
though.
lot of games got like lower scores, like Metacritic scores of like 60, 70 that shouldn't like. Batman, the new Batman game didn't get very high scores.
it wasn't very good.
It wasn't bad though.
It wasn't bad.
If it came,
was-
if it came out a couple of years before, it would have got. Okay, ignore that comment. But if it like a lot of games, well, because obviously if it came out a couple of years before, it would come out before Arkham City.
Well, I'm saying it's not very good. Not comparing it to the other games because I can't actually complete it. I've actually found a bug that stops me from completing it. That's why I've rated
Okay.
it badly.
Call that kind of bug what it's actually called.
A failure.
Progression blocker.
Thank you, Ben. Jesus.
But there's a few games. There's a few games.
It
that,
is a failure.
A
though.
failure.
It is a failure.
What is it? And what's the name of that, Sonny? A very bad thing.
bug, big bug,
Big bad bug.
big bad bug.
Well, I've completed the main game. I can't do the Riddler side quest. It's
Well, you're not the world's greatest detective, are you?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. Something.
Sorry, are you? No, but
Bet.
well, that game is it's like Arkham City made by another developer, isn't it? So it's sort of like when Oasis
Yeah,
said,
yeah,
if
more buggy.
yeah, but it's like yeah, I know, but it's not a yeah. But it's like when Oasis said, if we came before the Beatles, we'd be hailed as the geniuses. Sort of like what you just said, Steve.
Sure,
if it came out before Arkham City, it would be hailed. But it couldn't have come
That's true.
without City coming
That's
before
why I
it.
quickly retracted that comment as I was saying it because I realised.
Same goes to you, Liam Gallagher.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
But I don't know. There's the other thing is like last year you had the two big hitters, or the three big hitters, obviously Last of Us, GTA, and Bush all got way above 90. But I don't see anything that's coming out this year that's that's a guarantee. Like I'm sure Titanfall will be good.
I think Infamous as well.
I don't think Infamous will get above 9. I don't know.
Metacritic.
It'll be interesting. I think there's an opportunity to sort of reel it in a little bit, and I think from what I just saw scores last year, a lot of games which I'd expected to get higher. I mean, like I know again, Call of Duty is not as good as it was, but it got quite low scores, like low 70s Metacritic, which you wouldn't expect a game like
8.9. It's well low. Yeah. No. Well, yeah, that is what needs to happen. It's not going to happen though, because the whole industry would need to say we're rebooting game ratings. Because if that didn't happen, then say GameSpot just did that themselves, and then they'd have to post an article about going, no, here's why this game got 7 because we've rebooted it, and then fans would be like, how can you give this 7 when the last game's got a 9, blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? It would be, well, you can't please those people. You can't.
But I think I qualify it like with the AAA thing, just because there will be your little indie games, something will get loved.
Well, yeah, and all the AAA studios are closing down, like we've said. They really are coming to an end, which is odd.
Yeah. Prediction number 1. Sorted.
Oh my god! Right, who came next? Not Ben.
Yeah, definitely.
Because he crashed and burned.
Big 0.
Got
Actually,
no
yeah, that's a
points.
good point.
Yeah.
I mean, that gives me a whole point because I didn't say your performance would crash and burn. I said you'd crash and burn, and I could have been talking about the
Bit
results.
too ambiguous though.
Well, usually it would be, but we've actually got a rating system
Yeah, 0.
to score you.
You got 0.
And you scored 0.
Does that put me in the lead?
No,
So I have to do my prediction first now. No, we'll figure it out afterwards. Anyway, Chris.
Right, here's my first predict, and it's the fact that Oculus are going to release a handheld console. Not handheld, but portable. You know the Oculus Rift?
Sure.
The virtual reality high-definition headset, which is blowing everyone's minds at the moment. They're going to bring out their own console.
Whoa.
Huh?
Sounds terrible.
Yeah, well, they're going to bring out their
You
own...
just put it to your eyes.
Yeah, well, it's in the
Blows your
goggles.
mind.
It's in the goggles, so you can play it on the train.
have you used one?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I was a little bit underwhelmed, only because I was expecting, a revolution.
It's a great
Well,
image on a train.
Yeah.
Everyone with their head.
So you get your
eyes.
Oculus console, your Rift Plus, and you put it on the train, and then and that's how that's sort of portable gaming at its finest,
thinking-
because you won't have to look at all the ugly commuters around you. You'll be on the train going to work, and you'll have your Rift goggles on. You'll be playing Train
They should
Simulator.
definitely invent a beer goggle game where you like whack them on, and every girl or bloke obviously has been on your
Yeah, beer goggles.
preferences, beer goggles. That's a good tagline for the console as well. Will literally blow your mind because you put it to your eyes and it fucks around with your mind.
just
Your
blows away.
mind gets blown away.
Yeah. So they haven't worked out the controller yet. Probably just like a DualShock
Just
4.
speaking.
Just connected to the thing. So imagine you're sitting on the train, you got your goggles on. You might miss your stop a few times, but
good point, yeah.
put me down for one, please.
Playing a bit of Fallout on that.
Yeah.
It's Ben's turn.
So Ben, you're gonna.
no confidence in his predictions now.
No.
Oh.
Whatsoever. They're worse than last year.
Do you want to read out point 4 just for
Point 4. Yeah, I showed Steve my 4th prediction. He forbade me from mentioning it, so I won't.
Oh, what?
Go on.
No, don't cross it out.
Chris Giles, the top goal scorer in our Thursday league of football.
Yeah.
We
And
play
that's
at
why I said
work.
not to read it out.
Is he good at scoring goals?
Oh,
Great, it's going good.
the
It's
best-
more
the
a
best.
jibe at Sonny because they're both strikers, and Sonny won't be coming Thursday, so it doesn't really work.
Well, it might be.
Really work.
Maybe down a
Make
few.
the odd 1 or 2 appearances, but not the.
So that's why we should count him in the real prediction time.
Okay, right.
You've not heard Chris Gilles, but he's basically everything a man should and could be.
Yeah, he's
He's
glorious.
a massive
Except
Resident Evil
for understanding what's good in the Resident Evil series or horror genre in general.
And he's a bit of a specky twat as well.
Aren't we all? In fact, we all are.
all
None of us
are.
are wearing
We all
glasses,
are.
and yet we all.
I was just hoping someone else would insult him, and then the insults would get worse, and it just stops like really positive, and in the end we're going, yeah, and he's fucking stinks
insulted
as
him
well.
before.
Right, he,
on
does,
the
he doesn't
podcast.
listen to this.
I've called him an idiot before due to the Resident Evil argument.
He refuses to believe that Resident Evil 6 is a bad game. I bought it, returned it the next day, watched the rest of the game on YouTube.
Brilliant.
Just get ready for The Evil Within, starring Shinji Mikami. Anyway, Ben,
great prediction, Ben.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well
Okay.
done, Ben. Well done.
Right.
we should get Gilles on the predictions episode next year,
We should.
so he can be
Me,
here
Loz,
when we
yeah.
read out their results. Yeah, Gilles can be Loz/Sunny next
Yeah,
year.
third one.
Right. My other prediction is that there'll be a surprise release of Knights of the Old Republic 3.
God, this isn't a prediction. This is fan fiction.
my wish.
Yeah.
I just really want to see it happen.
I think you could.
Have you got any more
should
details
we,
about the game?
Should we make that a more
No.
realistic prediction and say announced or something? Because surely
Oh, yeah.
for it to be released
Okay.
this year,
Surprise
would be,
release or announcement of
for it to
KOTOR
be released
3.
would require them to have already been making it for
Yeah.
like 2 years.
Well, that's what I want.
Who's gonna make the game?
BioWare.
Yeah, but of course, it's an interesting one. I hope it happens as well. Have you played Knights of the Republic, Sonny?
No.
You'd love it. It's just your
I'm
kind
not
of
a
game.
massive
Are you
Star
not a
Wars
massive
fan.
Star Wars fan?
no,
Well, you
don't
probably
bother.
wouldn't.
Yeah, don't bother. We're a time waster. I like that one though. I hope that one's. There's only one prediction I want to come true now, and that's my one because I want to win. But your one will be good as well.
Let's see if we can get some more predictions that Steve is up for. Sunny, have you got anything for us?
Transformers 4 to be a good movie.
Again, we're just
Sonny's predictions are gonna be great.
there's things that we want to happen, and there's things that we predict will happen. Do you think that's likely?
Yeah.
No.
Marky Mark.
I've seen the trailer.
Is Wahlberg in it?
Yeah.
He's the new Shia
The new
LaBeouf.
Shia
I never thought I'd say too good for it, but he is, isn't he? Too good
He
for
is
that.
too good for
He
it.
was in the Fighter. It's a good film.
Yeah, he was also in
Italian Job.
Departed.
Max Payne.
Scorsese. He's worked with Martin Scorsese. He deserves better than Transformers 4, but whatever.
Yeah, well, I won't be going to see it, and I'm really not looking forward to
No,
what he
I'll
does
see
with the Turtles film.
Oh, God, that as well.
You just forget about it, don't you? Like I do. You forget about it, and then you just,
Do you remember when it was rumoured that Rocksteady were going to make a Turtles game?
that
Well,
was
great.
this is
That
what
was
we spoke
great.
about on the last podcast. And then that Turtles game came out, and it was kind of Arkham City-esque, but it was made by one person in about a week. And surprise, surprise, it's not that good.
Which Turtle game? Oh,
Out of the Shadows.
Again, sorry. Oh, I love the way you say his memory returns.
It's.
Something.
I've spoken about this on the podcast before, but Sonny, it's such a shame because there's promise there. You can see the promise. Yeah, shame.
I do want Rocksteady to make it. Can you imagine online Turtles game? Four
Be a
player.
dream, wouldn't it?
Pizza power!
Steve, have you got another silly or sensible suggestion for us?
I don't know if this is silly or sensible, but one for Nintendo to pull the plug on the Wii U. Just can it?
Yeah.
Done with it.
Well,
Sales
you-
suck.
They do, but you lose consumer
Suck.
confidence, don't you? It's
Me and Mike were chatting about this the other day a bit. More like sort of Knights of the Republic 3-esque fan fiction. I don't know. I need a better term for it than that. But
it's wish list.
wish list. Yeah, we were saying how amazing it would be if Nintendo did just say because this generation is going to go on for ages. Because the last one went on for bloody ages, and this one, Microsoft and Sony, they put so much into these consoles now. They're going to be like, no, this is 7 years. We're not worrying about. So Nintendo have time if they wanted to say Wii U it hasn't worked. No one cares. So you keep on. There's give me.
I'm giving you.
And then
Can you, instead of rolling your eyes, could you turn it into an audible groan?
but if they and then they just came out in like 2 years with now this is a console we're releasing. It's as powerful more powerful even maybe than the current consoles. I mean, why aim for lower? And they release something better, and it'll only be 2 years behind. And the Nintendo love that everyone still has would be enough, and it would be amazing. The games that could come out for it, because again, we were saying like games like Mario, they'll be alright on Wii U because it's all about gameplay. They're brilliant, but a Zelda and a Metroid, you want them to like back when they were the best games, like on N64 and and GameCube and SNES or whatever. They looked so much better than every other game. It's like playing a Zelda was a dream to see how good it was. Now I know the next Zelda comes out, I'll be like, oh, it's in HD, but it won't look. It won't be a patch on Infamous, which is coming out in a few weeks. So it could happen. It won't happen, but it'd be great if they did do it. But my prediction is that before the year's out, Nintendo, a lot of games will start getting cancelled for Wii U, and they'll be like, we're done with Wii U.
Council, I think they'll ride it out for at least 3 years, 3 more years.
What would you want to have? So, being a massive Nintendo fan, would you prefer the scenario that me and Mike came up with, or would you prefer them to stick by Wii U and release good games for it, but no one to have one?
I'd rather they stuck with it and did experimental games. Just do something completely different.
But if you've got a brilliant console, like Sony will do experimental things with the PlayStation,
but I think this is.
But it will also be really successful.
Think,
you can do experimental things with popular consoles.
But I think what they do is kind of like what Ubisoft did with the first Assassin's Creed. Get it out there. It wasn't great. We can all agree on that. But it got the name out there, and the second one was a lot better. So if they did something completely new, get the name out there, get people interested in it. So when the new console does come out in about 3 years, let's say.
But that's 3 years would be. There's time, isn't there?
But let's say Nintendo won't drop it early, but they won't go as long as.
But 3 years would be a sign that they are dropping it early, because.
Well, no, because it'll be 5 years, won't it?
When Mario Kart 8 comes out and Smash Brothers, it's not going to turn the console's fortune around, but it will get the sales that they need, and it'll sort of comfortably be with us for another 2 years, I reckon. Because the Virtual Boy, that had a very, very short shelf life, and they did sort of say, okay, let's move on from this. And because the 3DS is doing so well, they could end the Wii U earlier than they were planning to, and move on a bit quicker. But
I want them to. I really do.
But then all those people who did buy the Wii U, you kind of...
Well, they already need to do something for us, the early Wii U adopters, and that's what they did with the 3DS, i.e. here's 10 free games.
Yeah.
That would be nice. If they did do that.
It was 20 free games.
Oh my God, it was so amazing. But I think we'll move on to my next prediction there, because it's sort of, my bet, very similar. I predict that Nintendo... after the Wii U, Nintendo to partner with a smart TV company like Panasonic, so that smart TVs made by Panasonic will have Nintendo games built into them. Because that's the future now. No consoles, but this is,
great.
It's so you'll get a Panasonic TV, and it'll be with Nintendo Wii inside, and you'll have the virtual. You can access virtual console games on there. New Nintendo games. Your TV will come with just like a Pro controller and BAN.
Surely,
I mean, I agree that will eventually be the future of gaming, but
I meant in terms of there not being a console box that you buy.
But how would the games work? Would it be streamed, or would it be like you have to still download it, install it onto your TV?
I think disc drive on the side of the TV.
I think by that point it would be streaming. Because
I'm still,
but maybe not. But the fact is, I mean, if it wasn't streaming, you could get virtual console games onto a smart TV by installing it.
Surely,
no problem.
Yeah. I'm. If you're going to stream the big games, it's the worry that you're reliant on your internet connection.
Okay, well,
it's that.
Fair enough. We won't worry about that. So it won't be streaming, is what I'm saying. This Panasonic Nintendo partnership.
I'm glad you picked a Panasonic.
These smart TVs will be made specifically to have the capabilities to be a Nintendo console. So it'll just all be built into the TV.
Yeah, I get that. It's just I'd rather have that disc drive for that.
What you mean, physical discs rather than digital? Yeah. No, I see. Well, I mean, you could still even. I mean, imagine if. Okay, so this Nintendo Smart TV console didn't run on CDs; it ran on like 3DS-esque cards, and you just slot that into the side of your TV, something like that. Yeah. I mean, I haven't obviously worked out the details because I'm not in charge of Panasonic.
The whole streaming, sort of the online-esque. Yeah.
Well, in this fantasy world that I'm now painting, it could be streaming, but yeah, I mean, that's another way of doing it. My point is that Nintendo, instead of bringing out another console, which if they partnered with a television company like Panasonic, I think immediately you've got it already in a lot more homes than homes that have Wii U's, right?
Surely if any company, it's obvious, like Sony would be they've got the telly and the console, and they
No,
really
didn't
set
they
up.
say-
They're scaling back their TV
Are they?
and another.
Wasn't the PS1 once like there was like a inbuilt one in the telly or something?
Oh, I don't doubt it.
maybe in hotels and stuff. Yeah, but Sony have just sold off their PC division.
Yeah.
yeah.
sold
Again, I say what I
that's
said.
it.
I didn't know they had one.
I just meant any leading smart TV, but yeah, say Panasonic smart TVs come with Nintendo games built on, and that's like where,
Brilliant.
and that's where Nintendo games go. That would be.
You're
that would be nice.
you're asking people to replace their TVs. A perfectly
The
good TV.
Panasonic remote can be a Wiimote as well.
Well, maybe not even one TV maker. Maybe several smart TVs. Like it could, like Netflix. Say Nintendo became like Netflix, whereas their games weren't on one platform, but you could access them on a multitude of platforms, like a smart TV. Say,
Brilliant.
yeah. Right. Who's next?
Was Ben?
Me,
was about to
yeah.
do his-
Right. Well, the other day I watched a film called Primer about time travel.
Never
Everyone's
heard of
seen
it.
Primer.
Have you seen Prime?
No.
It's amazing. But anyway, it's about time travel, and I thought that'd make quite a cool game. So I thought a Primer-esque time travel game would be my prediction for 2014.
You want a game based on the movie Primer?
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's not been enough time travel games. And now that I said that sarcastically, I'm actually now thinking of all the good time travel games.
Ocarina of Time.
Time Splitters.
Yeah.
Time Splitters.
Time Splitters.
Ocarina of Time.
1, 2,
All
and
them
3.
ones, yeah. And they're all those four are great, aren't
All them.
they? That's it. I read a thing today.
What the?
Yeah, I mean, other good time travel games. Back to the Future had some games, didn't
They weren't good.
they? I heard them.
Who's in the Primer movie, Ben?
Some guys. They're not very well known.
How did you find out about Primer?
It was on a list of underrated sci-fi films. Number 1 on the list, if you're interested. But it's all about how they're trying to avoid like paradoxes and kind of because they don't really understand. They make the time machine by accident and they don't really understand how it works. So it's all about them trying to find a use for it without kind of breaking the universe.
That actually does sound really cool. And I love that kind of stuff. And that's why I love Bioshock Infinite so much, because of the reality theories.
Another
Yeah.
time traveling game.
Where's the Quantum Leap game?
Yeah. There you go.
Majora's Mask.
If you can't get the Primer license,
Majora's Mask, another time traveling game.
if you can't get the Primer license, can we slap Quantum Leap on it?
I think so.
That would be a brilliant game. Quantum Leap.
Well, I mean,
So much fun.
it could be episodic, and every episode is completely different. Yeah, I only reminded it because there's one episode of Quantum Leap that opens, and he's like, "Oh, now where am I?" And he's like holding a gun next to a dead body. He's like, "Uh-oh, credits."
Yeah. But if that game was well made, it'd be really good. Like, and it is coming out. So if it is going to be, like, where's your game?
It's the Quantum Leap game.
Oh no, the game I'm
It's going to be good.
the other one.
Oh, the Primer. Sorry.
The other one. Oh god, the one that exists. The one that exists in this world of ours. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Is it? You've just said it's a time traveling game, and we've named about
yeah.
6 that are brilliant.
Well, how heavily do they involve time travel? Or is
Time Splitters is all
just
time travel.
is it just a device for having lots of different environments and?
You need to play Ocarina of Time, don't you? Really?
Ocarina of Time. Majora's Mask is a 3-day system, so you have to go back in time.
Yeah, it's integral to this plot and the gameplay in Majora's Mask.
And it's like-
very well done.
It's like the Zelda that's most different to all the other
Haven't
ones,
played any
and
Zelda.
well worth playing.
Oh, it's
I'm just gonna lend my Wii to you, not my Wii U.
Put it in the living room and play the games with him.
Yeah, Ocarina of Time.
Sit down with him and just tell him where to go.
Ben, a bit like me as well. The graphics, not. I think you'd be able to get into Ocarina. I don't
think
think
so.
you'd be too
Not really
well,
sure
put
it's an
off
issue.
by.
Considering you spent most of your year playing Football Manager, anything with moving images is a
No,
step up.
You say that.
And it's one of the best games of all time. I thought that was what you were going to say, funnily enough.
It's sunny again.
Oh, it's back to Loz, Sonny. What have you got for us this time, Nostra Sunnimus?
Nintendo to announce more partnerships like Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah.
So
Explain what that is.
Hyrule Warriors. Have you played Dynasty Warriors or seen?
No.
So basically,
yeah.
it's this sort of hack and slash game.
Isn't it the one where that little droplet of water comes from?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's Dragon Quest, I've just realised. Carry on.
So basically,
I know what he's talking about.
so
You know what I
basically-
mean? The drop the water.
I pictured it when you said
I know what
Dragon
you're talking about,
Quest.
yeah. So basically, Nintendo have given the Zelda license to Tecmo Koei, to use the Zelda characters in a Dynasty Warrior game, but you control Link, and it's just this sort of over-the-top hack and slash. I think we'll see more partnerships, though. Something like maybe not another Team Ninja Metroid game, but something. Yeah, that's awful.
I think that's actually a good way for Nintendo to, because they have such a hard time getting third-party publishers to release games on the Wii U.
Yeah.
If they partner with the third-party people, like you said, Sonny, and like, you know, they've partnered with people before, like Capcom for Minish Cap and the other Zelda games.
Yeah, Capcom again for Oracle of Time. That's another time traveling game.
Seasons, right?
The Seasons changes the weather, but that's another one. Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages.
But yeah, so I actually really like that. If they bring in the third parties that way to sort of work on existing Nintendo franchises with them.
I'm trying to think which Western developer, like apart from Retro, would love to get their hands on Metroid.
Countless.
Well, what did genius Aaron Caney come out and say? I brought this up on the
into the horror people, didn't he?
Yeah, he wanted to be reborn as a survival horror, and I actually mentioned this when I was on. I went to the Start Replay podcast, so check out their latest episode because it's got me on it. So thanks for having me on, by the way, guys. Jay Balls, specifically to you. Thanks for having me over. But I mentioned that over there that Aaron brought up that thing about Metroid being reborn as a horror game. Be amazing. But yeah, the problem is not quality of these games. Like Zelda games are always good, so bringing in a third party to help them make a different kind of Zelda game is really cool, but it's not needed. Their problem at the moment is getting these games to more people, i.e. people who don't own Wii U, people who maybe are young and have been raised on Halo and
True, that's kind of
Ratchet and Clank, and
they're annoying them.
Are slightly loosening their licensing agreement. Like in America, you see Mario back in Happy Meal, which hasn't been done in years. And
Sweet.
I think you got Zelda Lego coming out. I think I'm not so sure, but it's just slowly licensing out their products so that the younger market does pick up on this and then do want Nintendo products.
Because kids today, they like tablet devices more so than things like the 3DS. So I think Nintendo's such a big part in our lives, but for kids growing up today, you know, might not be as big a part. Stephen?
Well, I won't go with my next one because I'll tie into. Sonny mentioned Lego, yeah. So I'll tie into that because I made a Lego prediction. Have you got a Lego prediction, Ben? You got
Lego
I've
Ready
got
Game
no-
Fire
I've got no
characters.
Lego predictions.
So we all know Lego pretty much taken over the world. So they're gonna move into. This is briefly mentioned in the last episode as well. Again, it ties in. But they're gonna move into making TV series of games. Yeah. So we're gonna get. One of these many potential great ideas I got is a Game of Thrones Lego, Wire Lego, Sopranos Lego, Mad Men Lego, EastEnders Lego, Big Brother Lego, Matchday Lego, or News at 10 Lego. Anyone, there'll be a Lego TV thing will come out. They've done enough films and shit. They're gonna start True Detective Lego. Maybe that's quite popular at the moment.
Deadwood Lego.
Deadwood Lego, yeah.
Neighbours Lego.
Neighbours Lego is
Well-
potential for anything with Lego. That's why Lego's great.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I didn't mention Break Bad Lego, but again, potential one there.
So these you want Lego versions of these TV shows to be made as TV shows?
No. Like the games, the Lego games. Yeah, the Batman game, Batman Lego, Superman Legos. I don't think that exists. That one, Harry Potter Lego, and they'll just make more Lego games because they can't stop making Lego games. They can't stop making money out of Lego. I don't. I love Lego because I was a kid.
I
used to play it all the time.
I just got to the Back to the Future Legos.
But it's weird
Amazing.
that Lego's just become something so much bigger than it once was.
You don't like it anymore because it's too popular.
Well, not that. No, I want them to make a Game of Thrones Lego.
Because Ghostbusters Lego's the next one that's coming out.
There you go. And they're making a Simpsons Lego as well. I saw.
Yeah. Have you seen? Are you going to get it?
Well, there you go. That's
Have you seen the house?
I win my prediction. TV series.
The Simpsons Lego's cool, but the little Simpsons characters
look weird,
themselves,
don't they?
well, they just look like Simpsons characters have always looked in 3D, and that's not right.
But Bart,
Do you remember, like-
Bart and Homer have quite aggressive little smirks on their faces as well.
But do you know what I mean about, like, because we'd obviously have Simpsons toys growing up, or like it was everywhere, but like a rubber model
Yeah,
of Bart,
never looks good.
because it's 3D. It never looked right.
Well, the eyes always just bulbous, aren't
yeah,
they? Stick
and
out.
like
Because Lego's already yellow. You think they wouldn't need to do? Yeah, I think keep the faces and just go with
anyway.
Lego.
Yeah, I
Said the
like
word
it.
Lego a lot.
Can I build on that point?
Oh,
Oh.
He's good. He's good.
It would be good if it was Lego related, but this is something completely non-related. Rockstar to make the next Grand Theft Auto as an MMO. And by that I mean, much like with Twitch plays Pokemon at the moment, where all these people play Pokemon on Twitch, but every person takes control of one character in the world. It's like that, but it's like San Andreas, but every character in that game is controlled by someone online. So
it'd just be anarchy.
yeah. It'd be impossible to play.
Like
but,
the Pokemon game that's out at the moment.
hey, I'm not saying it's going to be good, but it's a prediction.
It's a prediction.
It's going to come out.
The MMO thing seems like more because from what who was I forget speaking to someone at work the other day, and they were saying it's just there's so many promises for GTA Online, and it just hasn't achieved. I mean, they still haven't got the highest sound. Apparently, it just doesn't work. People don't like it. So, but I think they must be tempted to just go.
It's
GTA
a nice idea.
Online only, and then
Yeah, well, it's a nice idea. I think they're going to take what they've learned from GTA Online, and GTA 6 will be an MMO.
it's a shame if it is.
So this one will work
Single
though.
player.
No single players.
Yeah.
No, you're not thinking about this the right way, guys. Imagine how fun it would be to boot up the game, and on the way from your front door to your car, you get shot at 18 times, robbed 9 times, and then you get to your car and it blows up.
Fun the first 2 or 3 times, maybe, but
I'm
the
not.
15th time.
I'm not a massive GTA fan, but I love the fact that it's like one of the only games out there which has multiplayer and single player, and everyone buys it for the single player. It's like a rarity, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Everyone's multiplayer obsessed nowadays.
The complete opposite of the rest of the.
It really
industry,
is. It's
yeah.
great. Like everyone I know is like, I didn't touch the multiplayer. I love the single player, and that's a good thing.
God,
But
I love GTA
I could
5 as
easily
well.
see that happening, and they'd make millions if they did do it as well. If they just went online only, subscription, where that word is. Yeah.
I can't believe if you play Elder Scrolls Online on your Xbox or your PlayStation, you've got to pay an additional monthly fee on top of Xbox Live or PlayStation Plus. Not cool. I'm not happy about that because I was looking forward to that game. Obviously, won't be playing
That's
on
like
PC, so I can't.
It's the Netflix thing on Xbox, isn't it? I go home, my Xbox is at home, want to watch something on Netflix, have to be a gold member to watch something I'm already paying for.
Retarded. Yeah. Anyway.
Anywho,
Benjamin.
You know this Xbox One fitness game that they have with like
Zumba
Insanity or whatever
sure.
that will reverse the obesity crisis in America and everywhere else in the world.
What, they'll be
And Sean T will
reverse?
rightly be hailed as the saviour of the human race.
Christ.
God.
How come Wii Fit didn't save everybody?
But you have to buy the balance board with
That's
Connect. You can just use your body.
It's bundled in with a console. Everyone's got it. So this is a Insanity
Plug.
the game, or is this XP90JX5 the game?
I don't know if that exists or not, but
It's the come on, it's the exercise
You're
that you guys are
basically-
doing.
yeah,
You're-
I don't know if that exists as a game.
Oh, yeah.
That
Ben's not saying the Insanity game is the prediction. He's saying it's going to solve all
solve
fitness issues
all
in
fitness
America.
issues for everyone.
Yeah.
It could have an effect.
What
couldn't it?
people need to do. They need to turn their Connect. They need to get away from their TitanFalls and their.
Now I know your prediction's not that the game's coming out, but people are going to say, "Hold on, Ben. Why do I need to buy an Xbox when I can just do Insanity in my garage with my housemate for free?"
Well, yeah, but they're not though. That's the thing.
Yeah, exactly. For every
But you
me and
can't-
Ben, there's
Yeah.
millions of fat Americans.
Turn it into a game
Yeah.
where you get, I don't know what you get,
Achievements.
points
Yeah,
or achievements
Oh,
or whatever.
don't act coy as if you don't know what achievements.
Points.
Points. Well,
Don't know what you
points-
gamers do.
Well, I don't. Yeah, you know, you get like scores and.
Braid
I,
has
I
time
hope
travel.
I hope it does have it. Gosh.
As two people who have done the Insanity experience, Ben and Steve, do you think it would have been improved if it was on Connect and he's like
Yes.
shouting
If
stuff
it's,
like,
if it's, yeah, well done on Connect, definitely. Because
Form is the big
Yeah.
issue in the
if it's
whole.
if it's telling you where you're going wrong whenever you're doing something, that's
Just seeing
invaluable,
yourself
really.
on the screen would help.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
to see where you're going wrong. I found out that it's only like one of the workouts is on Connect because it's like
Is it like a subscription or something? What I heard.
But I mean, even still, there's only one Insanity
Really?
workout on
No,
there. It's
that's
not
not
all of them.
pointless then.
I don't care what they're telling you about Connect 2.0. It's not good enough for. It's not good enough. It's still not good enough. And how fast do you have to move? Do you do a lot of running on the spot?
Oh, yeah.
Insanity.
Tons.
Yeah, any sort of fast
star
movement. That's
jumps.
when the Connect will be like.
The other problem is, when like there's a lot of jumping to the ground and doing press
Push,
where you
yeah,
wouldn't be able
those
to see the
push-ups,
screen.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
but it is on there, and I'd love to give it a try.
EA to announce more free-to-play games like Dungeon Keeper.
I've heard it's terrible.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, I've heard it's
I've
bad.
not played it, but I've heard it's absolutely
Yeah.
like, and it tarnishes the great name of Dungeon Keeper from
Well, imagine
15 years ago.
FIFA like that, where you have to pay for each team you want to play. It's an extra 50p if you want to play as Arsenal, 75p if you want to play
That'd
as
be
Spurs.
brilliant
because
idea
it's
though.
worth more.
If FIFA did that, they'd make so much money.
They'd make it, but a lot of complaints will go.
Of course, yeah. But people wouldn't they'd still get it because it's FIFA.
Yeah.
People are obsessed.
I don't mind free-to-play games with microtransactions in, and I don't mind full-price games. I just don't want the full-price games with microtransactions in.
I
That's
agree.
the bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Plants vs Zombies 2 is free to play though. From
Yeah.
what I hear, it's
Well,
a good
recently-
example of that kind of game.
Recently, they started charging for something that's always been free. I think it was lawnmowers or something like that. Apparently, the free-to-play model has not worked out too well for Plants vs Zombies 2. With a lot of people saying, "I would have just paid $2.99 for the whole thing with all of it in there."
Yeah. Because it doesn't. I've got it. It doesn't require to buy anything.
Yeah.
And I imagine even people who would want to purchase stuff, they're playing this. There's no need to buy stuff in that
Just
game.
want that jalapeno. That was always my favourite from the first one.
You do. There is a few, and I mean, I haven't got Tall Nut yet, and that's a bit annoying.
Well, never mind what you don't have. Let's talk about what you do have. Do you have any more predictions?
I've got plenty more. My next one is a mobile game shall be released that will cost £40. Because we're slowly, but now I'm saying slowly, and obviously this is a drastic leap, but mobile games have come in very popular, haven't they? Everyone knows that.
Yeah, one of the main reasons is because they're not 40 quid.
But they're going to release like a proper AAA. Everyone says, "Oh, AAA, Infinity Blaze AAA." Not compared to this game that's going to come out, which is actually going to be worthy. It's going to be like a proper game that comes out on the other consoles, and everyone's going to be having to pay £40 for it. And people will because it's so good. Apparently, haven't really thought too much for it, and I don't even think it will happen. But why not?
And what game would you like it? Would you like it to be? How much do you play on your phones these days? By the way, guys.
More than I used to.
Ben's
Now
got-
I have a phone that's good enough to play on.
Oh, okay. So you've just got. You see,
Yeah.
the thing is, me, like, because I got my iPhone a while ago now, and I was playing a lot, obviously, and it's just sort of tailed off over
Yeah,
time, and
of
now I
course.
just don't play anything.
I tried Flappy Bird
Apart
'cause
from
I was
Wrestle Jump.
Curious.
Wrestle Jump is brilliant. That game is fucking amazing. If you don't have Wrestle Jump, get it.
Played sometimes, but when you see that battery life just drop, you just stop playing because your phone's your phone.
I don't play anything on my phone. I've got on my tablet. I played
Yeah,
a
right,
game
yeah.
on it, but yeah, no, my phone's terrible now. I can't.
Yeah.
Lost.
It's definitely dropped off for me. Like, I mean, I don't
But this year's gonna be the year where it changed because there's gonna be a £40 game.
Yeah,
which you're gonna be like, I need to get that.
Call of Duty iPhone.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be
pick it up. Sure. Nice.
Arkham
Yeah.
of Duty.
Well, similar to that,
Oh,
I predict that Mike Power
oh God.
will trade in his real life girlfriend, Alison,
Oh,
for a full life size Nathan Drake statue
wow.
that talks. When he comes in, it goes,
Who's he done the deal
"Hey,
with?"
Mike, looking good today."
Who's he done the deal with? Like, who's willing to take Alison?
He got a letter from the head of Sony. Yeah, something like
well,
that. But yeah, straight trade. Would you like this full size, one of a kind, only one in the world exists of this
You have
full
to give
size
up
Nathan Drake?
The love of your life, the woman you've been with
Yeah.
since school. When he's like, well,
Let me tell you, he wouldn't have even got to the word love in that sentence, Steve, before he would have signed his name, shipped her off to the Sony factory, and and by his front door when he comes in, hangs off his cloak. You got your Nathan Drake standing there going, "Welcome home, Mike."
he'd love it, wouldn't he? Should we make him like you know that hilarious
The ultimate collector's edition.
that life-size cardboard cutter he's got of himself in his house?
Yes, yes, I do. Yeah.
Should we make one of Drake for his birthday? Make him a Drake one.
What if he hears this?
Cool.
Just give Mike a special edition of this podcast with that cut out.
Yeah, and then on his birthday, give him this one.
Can wrap it up as well.
No,
What? So you just want to get a cardboard cutout of Mike and dress it up like Drake,
let's make just a Drake probably. Maybe dress up as Mike.
and get Alison out of that house as well,
Yeah, of
just for her
course.
sake more than anything
Yeah.
else. I was thinking of her this whole prediction. Ben.
All right. No one of any of our predictions will be realised. That's my prediction.
But last year, despite the ridiculousness, they still came. Some of them somehow came true. So.
Yeah, but barely. I think that's very,
It
very.
was a stretch on everyone. Really.
clever.
I don't like that prediction. It makes me want to predict.
It's the only one
of
that'll
them
come
might
true. It's the only one that will come true, and he'll win.
I don't know.
Guaranteed.
God, can you take my mind off that, Sonny, with another prediction, please? God. Ben's working the system, and I don't like
it's
it.
not right, is it?
McNerney to renounce his PlayStation fanboyism and go all iOS.
Oh my God. Well, he does have the iPhone.
You had a slight chance with that first one. Because Mac was Xbox man, wasn't he, for first half of this gen?
I would love to jump in to Ben's time travel machine and travel back to those days and just...
Yeah.
Because I'd love to see what
Marvel
that
at
was
it.
like.
Because well, Mac, you don't get a 47,000 gamer score without playing a hell of a lot of Xbox.
Wow.
And he kind of and when I first met Mac, and we talked about me and Mike and him talked about like Little Big Planet and PlayStation. I was actually had a higher trophy level than Mac at the time. He was so low, and yeah, I mean obviously within like 2 weeks he suddenly had platinums galore. But yeah, Mac's like that's feasible. The second one, Mac hates mobile gaming.
Yeah.
He has no time for it whatsoever. Listening to him and Mike argue about it is hilarious. 'Cause Mike, it's his job, isn't it, as well? Mike, he's heavily involved in marketing mobile games. And Mac's just so dismissive of it. It's a bizarre situation, but yeah.
Mac really likes his strategy games, though, and those are perfect on touchscreen.
Yeah, Advance Wars.
You can just find the right game for him, you know? But,
Yeah. I think that's it, and there's so many mobile games. There's a game for everyone, really. It's me next week. Sonny's just gone, right? With his ridiculous Mac prediction. This is probably my prediction I'd most like to happen. And again, there's no chance. But so following on from the success of things like Walking Dead from Telltale,
heard of it, yeah.
some probably Telltale, but they'll start releasing games based on classic novels. 984,
Lego.
Don Quixote,
Lego.
Crime and Punishment, Emma, all potential. I mean,
I'd love to see Lego Crime and Punishment.
I don't want to see Lego involved. I just want to see a interactive story with sort of that point and click thing like Telltale do, but they're telling the story of...
Oh, imagine a point and click game based on Emma.
Glorious.
Like, it'd be right click, interact with
Girls
every
get
male.
girls involved.
Every male, and she'd go up to him and go, "No, I don't like this one either. Oh, I don't know what I want." Oh.
Exactly. Potential.
I fucking hate Jane Austen.
But yeah, I think it'd be really good. And it would, get a lot of gamers maybe reading. Who knows? It comes with the book.
How long would a game based on Don Quixote
Don
be?
Quixote, it would be very, very long. Well, that would have to be released in like 16 games or something at least. But I mean, I'm currently reading Don Quixote at the moment, by the way, if anyone wants to know. That book would be a perfect translation for this kind of game because it's every chapter is just based on a ridiculous adventure that the character has. So it'd be, get it released. But yeah, I think it'd be not, it'll be a nice little combination thing.
Maybe
getting gamers to play, sort of understand.
Well, I was just about to say, maybe through the medium of video games, I could finally enjoy some Stone Cold Jane Austen.
And then you get your Steve Percy, and people who don't know how to hold a controller.
Who turns up his nose at video games as a medium.
Would maybe be interested. Like, there's the sequel to 984's come out, and it's a computer game only.
1985.
Getting it all well approved.
This Steve Percy guy, right? He calls Shenmue the bus waiting game.
Bus waiting game, yeah.
He's a real prick.
It's horrible to it.
Well, I really like that. Tell me what you think of this one.
No.
Knitting becomes new scapegoat for school shootings and general sort of youth violence.
Knitting?
Yeah, well, video games, hip hop, sort of that kind of stuff. Oh, they're to blame for all these, wayward youths. But no, I'm thinking like, knitting, crocheting.
Hip hop is still to blame for all these shootings.
Well-
you don't hear it. It's just all violent video games.
Marilyn. Well, okay, yeah. So it's moved on from music, back in the 90s to video games. And I think the next scapegoat for violence, knitting.
Well, that reminds me of an Ali G episode where he was interviewing some guy from a crew, and he's like, I'm not going to do an Ali G impression, but he's like, your crew wears red and your rival crew wears blue. What if your nan makes you like a blue jumper? Would you wear that? He goes, no, I can't, but you'll hurt your nan's feelings. Like, you've got to wear it. And it's like a genius of Ali G, obviously.
Yeah.
But, and already, so it could already cause problems of, your nan makes you a really nice.
All right,
jumper
classical
with,
music. Just something good and wholesome. I think just for a year or something. Just take the spotlight off games. It annoys me. Next time, though, you do an Ali G impression. If you don't want to do the Ali G impression itself, can you do an impression of Richard Madeley doing an Ali G impression?
Oh, it's so good.
Is it because I is black?
Oh, have you seen the?
Yeah.
Has he seen it? We all saw that episode of This Morning.
Oh.
My next one is concerning Sonny, and it's that we've all seen his GoldenEye thing that he made.
Sonny, you've made a
Bringing in
you made a version of Facility in, what did you make it?
In CryEngine 3, it's not anywhere near complete, but it's getting there.
But it looks better than the N64 version.
That is without doubt.
Well, my prediction is for Sonny to complete this, turn it into a AAA game, and release it by the end of the year.
Pressure's on.
Is that your final prediction?
Sonny, you better shoot off, mate.
Yeah,
Get some coding done on the train.
Oh god, I need coders.
My final prediction.
I need coders. I need artists. I need sound designers.
I'll jump in
Level
on
designers.
my final prediction is Sunny related as well. Actually,
God, why me?
well, I predict that in 2014 you shall reach number 1 on the Wii U Merit Card rankings.
Oh, that's a given.
I mean, it's just you and Chris and Annie, really. You just got to get number 1 at some point.
Well,
But
him, he's no challenge. if he beats me, so I've let him.
well, perfect. This is the whole point of the out. I'm goading.
Well, I'll tell you how Sonny plays Mario Kart.
The only time
I'll tell you how he plays Mario Kart, right? It comes on for one game, that's 4 races. Comes on for one game, and then always the same. Got to go, have my dinner now. Dinner's ready, bye.
So when we went to that IGN event and we
while
played
you're
Mario Kart and I consistently beat you, what
Yeah.
was that? What was that?
Well-
the only time he beat me is when I had already won the Grand Prix. So no matter what position I came, I couldn't.
We've had
lose.
about 3 games, and I
lose all of them.
Well,
yes, that's right.
I've probably lost all the games to you, but like I said, you know, you have one victory and then you fuck off. You know?
I know. I have
It takes
many
me-
victories of you. It's just easy.
You've had about 3, but I can explain the IGN. But no, the IGN. We went to an IGN social and we were playing Mario Kart, yeah. And I thought, now I could be my true self, the nerd who wins at Mario Kart and shouts about it. But I thought, I'll let Sonny do that because I'm here in a bar. I'll pretend like I'm not that into it. So that's what I was doing. And Sonny's going, it's sticking his middle finger in my face, going, yes, yes.
Because there was
Take
a
that.
massive look of disappointment
And I'm like,
on your face.
and I'm trying to chat up some birds, you know me,
yeah.
DS in one hand, and I'm going, all right, Sonny,
Fine in
I
one.
don't give a shit, you know, blah blah blah. But seriously, anytime, any place, I will be there, and you will
Yeah, it's just be practice for a real championship.
eat
for me.
my exhaust. Yeah.
Back to your. You think?
What
He's
was
got
my
it in
prediction
him.
again?
That Sonny
Oh, I
make-
think so, yeah. I don't
It's
have anything to back that up.
It's just
You
facility
didn't even
at the
play it.
moment.
Well, you tried to. You
Well, I
don't-
tried to.
You didn't know golden.
I played it.
Yeah, you-
Yeah, I
enjoyed it.
killed a few
Well,
of those
you
guards.
two, Jills, Loz, just all of us went. I've never really played Golden.
Yeah, it was a bizarre table
Yeah.
of people who did not play golden. Though. It was-
Whoa, what? Sorry. What?
Yeah.
After football, Sonny brought his laptop like he does today. Like he did
Of course, you got to
today.
bring your laptop for.
Yeah, and he's like, I've made a level for you guys to play. It's of GoldenEye, and obviously, you know, I've not really played it. Jill's, Ben, Loz, the other people at the table, not really played it. And so we just kind of put it out, and we were like, yeah, it's really, really good. I think Ben got killed by a door.
I did get killed by a door.
Triple A, you reckon?
Well, you can tell he's not played
By a
GoldenEye
door.
before.
Yeah, I know, it's just this bizarre world where no one had played Goldeneye. I didn't tell them it was facility. Well, I didn't tell you because then you played it and you were like,
That is weird though. But yeah, because usually it's what, like maybe 1 out of 4 people who didn't have an SE4 didn't like GoldenEye or whatever. But that is a bit weird. Bit weird.
you played it. I didn't tell you it's facility, and you're like, oh, this.
Well, you don't have to, Sonny. It's like the sky's blue, by the way. I'm like, yeah, I know. Everyone knows.
What facility is? I reckon.
I
I
recognised it.
You starting some grating, and you drop into the toilets.
My prediction's actually very similar. It's weird, actually. My prediction, the sentence just starts with, following on from what Ben just said, Sonny's AAA game to come out in a year, be really successful, end the console war, unite all the systems, everyone joins hands around the world, and we can all end war and explore space together as one.
I don't believe.
Well done,
Can
Sonny.
I see that written down?
And all from a first-person shooter. The games that you supposedly hate, and you're making another one.
And a remake of
It's
a
like
level
a
of
remake of a
GoldenEye.
classic game.
A
Yeah.
first-person shooter. Hey, do you want to play my first-person shooter? Anyway, well, I like. What was your one? Oh, the Mario
just
Kart. Oh, yeah, the
top-
Goaty, the
top-
Goaty
top
one.
of the Mario
Yeah,
Kart
the Goaty ones.
level
Easy.
rankings because
I think
he's already done in Sonny's mind.
I think I saw Grumble Volcano in the.
Yeah, it is in there.
We'll call it
Oh,
top,
have you got
top
the
100,
track?
let's show you.
No, it's on the latest trailer.
Yeah.
Top 100. It'll get in top 100 rankings.
I'll be
Are
number
there
one.
100 we use?
No.
No. Okay, yeah, top 100.
Nintendo to announce Dreamcast games for the Virtual Console at E3.
Okay. Wasn't
That's a good one. Though.
a few Dreamcast games came to Xbox Live, didn't they?
Yeah. Crazy Taxi.
All the best ones.
Sonic Adventure.
Space
all
Channel
the-
5
yeah.
2, Sega Bass Fishing, all the best ones.
I don't think it'll happen because they're already out there on whatever their
Can you
equivalent of
imagine
Virtual Console.
Shenmue, and then they'll announce Shenmue 3 as well.
Can wait for some buses.
I love Shenmue 3.
Sega's lost the Shenmue license, by the way. Just a little bit of news there.
This is the news.
Due to inactivity, like this week, Sega have lost the Shenmue license.
Reminds me, Nintendo make Eternal Darkness, otherwise you will lose that license.
Nintendo, make Shenmue 3. Okay. Great.
And following on from Ben's prediction that Chris Gills won't be the top goal scorer, or did you say he will be?
He will.
I'll make a prediction. He won't be the top goal scorer, but he'll still win Striker of the Season.
Of course we will.
Top goal scorer is going to be Sonny because he's got that new FIFA controller to practice with at home,
That's
isn't he?
yeah. The one that you predicted.
All these predictions have been amazing. I'm pretty sure we're going to get clean sheets. Every prediction right this time next year. But I'll
Ben's
finish.
guaranteed to get one right. Well, someone's going to get one right because Ben predicted we'll
Yeah.
get them all wrong. So covered himself a bit. He knew after last year.
I've got to impress these guys. This is my last chance. Yeah.
What you should have gone with was I'll get none right because then you'll definitely get a point.
Yeah.
Whereas this way you could end up.
No,
with
because then he
zero
wouldn't have
still.
got.
That would be a paradox.
Yeah, I was just about to say that very word. And I didn't even
I'd
see
like
Primer
to
the
see
other
it.
day.
None of my other ones would be right then.
Well, I'll finish with this prediction then, shall I? And that is that Vince McMahon will purchase Newcastle United and replace the starting 11 with wrestling's
Wrestlers.
finest.
We were having a great time talking about this. This has been.
Do you want to talk about the
Well-
first 11 lineup?
Forget Vince McMahon to pick the new manager through a 30-man Royal Rumble.
I'm going to be
We're just
the player manager.
sacking the manager at half time with a "You're fired." It's going to be great, isn't it?
He'd bring that player out to the middle of the pitch and
Yeah.
I'd just like your attention, everyone.
Well, that's what I want to see. Half time, Vince out on the pitch, goading the opposition fans with sort of like, "I hear in Chelsea that they like to kiss their own mothers or something."
Shut up when I'm talking. Boo. Shane McMahon training him. But yeah, who are we putting in the starting 11? then?
Well, Odds Checker did a whole list of bets you could do, like the Amiomi brothers become the new WWE Tag Team Champions.
I don't know who they are.
They play for Newcastle.
Hold on. Wrestlers come into football and footballers go into wrestling.
Yeah.
There's,
Yeah, but they wouldn't. As soon as they get an Irish whip, they'll fall on the floor and grab their eye and be like,
Shane McMahon to buy out rivals in Sunderland.
"Oh my god, this is just like the WCW story from back in 2001." Yes, Vince, someone does own Sunderland, and underneath the contract, the name says McMahon,
Yeah,
Shane McMahon.
it's happening.
I now own Sunderland Football
I
Club,
chatted to Stu. You know, Stu is a Newcastle fan.
and a secret wrestling fan.
And I chatted to Stu about this. The first person I chatted to. I read some guy on Football 365 wrote about it, and I thought I just ignored it. Didn't think it was anything to pay attention to. And then I chatted to Stu about it, and he's like, no, this can't happen. And when I chatted to Stu, I was like, yeah, God, it'd be awful for Newcastle fans. But then having talked to other people that aren't Stu, realised how fucking hilarious it would be
Yeah.
for everyone else other than Newcastle fans to watch this. So Vince McMahon,
Vince
as
McMahon.
owner of a football club, would be ridiculous.
Well, here's a little bit of
He's
information.
a ridiculous looking man. Imagine Vince, he'd say, "No, I have to walk out in front of everyone every match, like bowling out."
Who's a Newcastle player?
Newcastle player,
Just any player, any famous player.
Tim Krul.
Crawl.
Tim Krul.
So, Tim, you missed the shot, and I'm not mad. But now you have to join the Kiss My Ass Club.
Yeah, exactly.
The Kiss My Ass Club, Ben, is Vince pulls down his chaps and people kiss his ass, his bare ass, on TV.
Happened several times on national television. He's shameless.
How,
That's
how big
shameless
is the
human
club?
It's probably about 10 strong.
Here's a bit more Vince McMahon information. He started his own rival to the NFL in America called the XFL.
I've heard
and
about that, yeah.
lost about $50 million.
He's a billionaire though. And
He-
he's,
Yeah, well, we do a football group and we put a picture up on it to emphasise group. And this is what I put up for this week's football. Obviously, you listening can't see it.
yeah. No, it's the terrible grammar.
It's Vince giving a press conference. Standard football.
Yeah.
But next to him is Undertaker, and he's holding a scythe.
Yeah, and he's announcing him as manager of Newcastle Football Club.
Undertaker, how did you think the second half went? Well, we did. It's a game of two halves, and it's the best we could hope for, and rest in peace.
You really think they'll use normal footballing cliches like it's a game of two
course he
halves?
was.
Of course he would.
He's the Undertaker.
Well, Arsene Wenger, The Rock says this anyway. So, and those are predictions for 2014. Come back to us in a year's time and see how well we did.
Keep your funny side up. Don't let your laughter come through. Do-do-do, stand up on your legs. Be like two fried eggs. Keep your sunny side up.
It's now time for Sonny Mody's long-running feature.
It's the longest running feature on this podcast.
It's
Can we not just
great.
kill it?
Is it longer running than 30 Seconds to Power?
Isn't that dead?
We haven't had one in ages. Don't
True.
talk about it, it might come back. But here's when Sonny Mody delivers the sunnier side of gaming in rhyming form. It's Sunny Side Up.
You've not seen this.
The
one,
Sunny
have you,
Side Up.
Ben?
I haven't
But the
seen
theme,
this
don't you
live,
love
no.
the theme
The
song?
theme is
It's
brilliant.
brilliant.
Yeah. Have you heard the theme?
I hate listening back to it because I don't like my own voice.
Wait, but no one likes to sound their own voice. No, and that's good.
Yeah, Aaron hasn't listened to any of the episodes he's on because he hates his own voice.
I really wish
It's a shame.
So, you've written another poem, Sonny, obviously, handwritten by Sonny,
Yeah.
Allegedly written.
and now you're going to read it out to us.
Like the magic.
My life as a Pikmin. I love my life as a Pikmin. It's not too bad being stick thin. It really gives me a thick grin to help a gamer guy or chick win. My latest game's on Wii U. It's as much fun as free goo. It makes the kids shout, Yahoo! And it even brings fun to Steve too. You can't play me on Xbox, even if you got dreadlocks. Who's that over there? It's Chris Fox. And he's wearing shoes, not sweat socks.
It rhymes, doesn't it?
It's great, son. It's
Right.
beautiful, son.
Well done,
So
Sonny.
why not play some Pikmin? Either for a long sesh or a quick win. Just get your nunchuck clicked in. Sonny Mody is great.
Hooray!
That is-
Best line of the
Son,
poem.
you are genius, mate. That's beautiful.
Well done, Sonny. I really like the rhyming technique you've used there. You don't often see that sort of.
It was very clever, very well
I don't even know what
structured.
technique was there.
Pikmin, clicked in,
Thick win.
thick win.
And that is it for episode 53 of the Ready Game Fire podcast. Like I said, thank you very much for listening. And if you do like what we do, please rate, review, and subscribe to us on iTunes. All of them are as important as the last, maybe more important. No, as important. And it can help us get discovered by new listeners. And why wouldn't you want that? YouTube as well. Please like, subscribe, and comment on our videos over there. Every episode is over there in audio form, and we're ramping up our video content all the time. So check out a lot of Titanfall footage over there, plus more to come soon. We're on Twitter and Facebook, Ready Game Fire at both. Please get in contact with us. And coming soon to SoundCloud, Stitcher, and Spreaker are our podcasts. If you want to email us, it's contact@readygamefire.co.uk. It's goodbye from me, Chris. Goodbye from Sonny.
You can follow me at LozRyu on Twitter.
And goodbye from Ben.
Goodbye.
Goodbye from Steve.
Goodbye.
So it's goodbye from all of us. Ready Game Fire.
Growing up in a glass bowl with camellias, lizards, and tadpoles, it hardly enters your mind
cannot believe Loz won the predictions. He's not even here. He's not even playing TitanFall. He's not playing TitanFall with me, but he's winning the predictions.
Put this in after the podcast is finished.
What are you going to do? I fucking hate that, Loz. He's a massive